Why we all want to receive good news, it's not always that we receive good news. This past weekend, I just learned that one of our teachers who had touched many lives at Chomuchena Secondary School had passed on. And it's not words. Because this teacher had been at Chomuchena for as long as I remember. When I went to Chomuchena Secondary School in year 2000, he was there, and even at the time of his passing, he was still at the school. I learned that he was now the headmaster, of which he had been there for more than 20 years. It's quite unfortunate that some of us had to learn of his passing through social media. We did not see any form of communication from the school, which therefore means we didn't have direction on what actually are we supposed to do. But all the same, that doesn't stop us from paying tribute to one man who had touched our lives. This is Zuruvi, Mr. Usai. He was our Shona teacher at Chomuchena Secondary School, and we have memories about him. We can't just keep quiet. We have to speak about it. We have to speak about him because he touched our lives. Those who know Chomuchena Secondary School, it's in Mondoro. Some would say it's at the middle of nowhere, but I want to believe that it's at the middle of many primary schools. So it's a school that was servicing a lot of primary schools. So when you go there, you would meet people from Kono, Mzavazi, Nyundo Primary, Nyokandove Primary, schools from around Mondoro in that area. They would send their children or their students after primary school to Chomuchena Secondary School. So believe me when I say he touched many lives, because he touched lives of people from many villages, people from many schools. And if I'm asked to share some of the memories with him, he was a man that was, in most cases, serious, not always joking around, but he would instill values in people. He would instill values in us as learners at that school. I know some teachers at Chomuchena were not always free to move around in villages, but that was not the case with Zuruvi, because he was one of us. He was one of those people in the villages. Even when you see him, when you talk to him, you just know that this is Zuruvi. This is our teacher. And it's said today that we have to say, fare thee well, our teacher. Fare thee well. You did fought a good fight. You did touch many lives. You did impact on lives. Many people who were going to Chomuchena Secondary School, many people that I met, and I'm glad to say some of them have actually achieved today. Some of them are celebrating their lives today through the work of teachers who sacrificed their own lives, who sacrificed their own happiness to stay in areas such as Chomuchena, where they did not have access to many other services that other teachers elsewhere would actually have access to. It doesn't mean that those that are at Chomuchena are less experienced or are less skilled. They are very skilled, but they just sacrifice so that they make a difference. And it is for that reason that we are obliged to pay a tribute to this great man, who is one of our own, one man who has actually sacrificed his life, sacrificed his time to just make a difference in our lives. Chomuchena Secondary School, there are many people, many influential people. Normally, when I speak with my family, I always tell them that when you speak of schools that have made a difference in people's lives, you can't forget a school like Chomuchena, because that's where powerful people came from. If you think of people like Simon Masumbanyika, Give Moma Zvananga, Podara Chirikumarara, Chenjerai Wachkoka, Flavian Yakobe, people like Love Morundare, Olivia Chikunichawa, Forward Makore, Tawanda Manyikwa, Steven Mazvananga, na Davis Chafa, and Simon Chiwai, and Onista Mazvananga, Rodwell Danire, Anangoni Wachkoka, people like Kelvin Matanga, the Mbayiwas, Ridgeways, Nathan, Message, Anachibuda Odias, the Munyukis, many of them, leaders of Mukono alumni community, people like Jacob Matangira, Faith Kuya, the Muziras from Gia, the Chinembiris, and Albert Ndoro, and Bridget Mazadza, and there are just lots of them. I can go on and on, mentioning people who passed through Chomuchena Secondary School, people who passed through the hands of Zuruvi, people that he actually touched, people that he actually taught, who actually improved their own lives, moved on from Chomuchena after passing their grades, and did something else in their lives. I'm sure you can name a lot of them. But still, it's sad because we have to say, fare thee well, Zuruvi. Fare thee well, our teacher. You did your part, and you always taught us that we always ought to do what we have to do. I'm sure you did your part, and we just have also to do our part. So while paying this tribute to Zuruvi, I can't speak of him without mentioning this incident, because I remember in one of our classes, Zuruvi was asked to teach us commerce, or he was assigned to be our commerce teacher, and we had always known that he was a Shona teacher. So when he was asked to teach us commerce, I remember in that session or in that class, he asked us to just name one person who had written a book of commerce, or one author who had written a commerce book. And one of my wise friends, very wise, very intelligent, I respect him even up until today, he raised his hand when everyone else still had their hands down. He raised his hand and said, Gabriel A. Matindike. He even gave the initial of the author to say Gabriel A. Matindike. And we all laughed. This was at Form 3. We all laughed. That didn't go well with Zuruvi, but we were not punished. The guy who actually suffered, or the guy who was actually punished, is the one who was intelligent, the one who knew the commerce authors. So after Zuruvi punished that guy, he then said, you think I don't know that Gabriel Matindike wrote Nakayo Upeng, which is a Shona book that is commonly used at primary level, or that was commonly being used at primary school level. We started making a joke out of that guy ever since, even until now. Whenever we think of Zuruvi, we usually also remember that joke. It's unfortunate that we have lost a great man in Mondoro. It's unfortunate that we have lost a powerful man in Mondoro. It's very unfortunate that Chomuchena Secondary School have lost a great teacher. He is one of the rare breed of teachers, those teachers that cannot easily be replaced. You cannot think of replacing a man like Zuruvi. You cannot be able to replace him. He is one man that we will always remember. We will always have memories to share about him. It is for that reason that I did not have to seek permission to pay tribute to one of my own teachers, to one of those teachers that made a difference in my life, to one of those teachers that didn't judge me because I was poor, to one of those teachers that treated me fairly when I was still at school, one of those teachers that always had time to listen and understand my own circumstances, to one of those teachers who were committed despite the location that they found themselves serving, to one of those teachers that had a true calling to teach. Fare thee well, Zuruvi. May your dear soul rest in peace. And I hope we will still have teachers at Chomuchena Secondary School who will have the same impact that Zuruvi had. I know you always wanted the best out of your students, and those that you touched, they will definitely not remain the same because they have already started to show results. Fare thee well. Rest in peace, Zuruvi.